What up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. You already know what it is. It's your guy, Something. Hit the keys. We're here today with a new series and something we're going to start on the channel. I've got my guy, CL McCoy. I know a lot of you guys seen the interview, what I did with him. A Billboard producer, just did a song with Mexican OT. Very solid person. And in today's podcast, we're also going to interview Young Baller, right? Let me tell you all about Young Baller on the beat. Young Baller's got credits from Bryson Tiller, Snoop Dogg, Tyler Perry, Finesse 2 Times, Young Buck, Drag On, Yellow Beezy, one of my favorite artists on earth, Corrupt, Young Money Entertainment. The list just keep the sneak. The list just goes on and on. Lil Flip, Hurricane Chris. He's in motion right now with Trae the Truth, and he's taking his time here to sit down with us and kind of talk about music, things like what he does, how we can get placements, how you can make better music, and all that other stuff. So I've talked a lot. Let me go ahead and pass it over to my co-host real quick so he can say what's up to y'all, and we'll pass it on to Young Bala, and we'll get rolling right into this thing.
Man, what's up, man? What's good, y'all? CL McCoy here. Like I said, man, I appreciate my guys, you know what I mean, that we're going to be doing this. I think it's really dope just to kind of give the platform for so many dope producers and engineers in this industry that don't really always get that highlight on their career and what they do behind the scenes and then sometimes in front of the scenes. So Young Ball on the beat, that's one of my brothers, you know what I mean? We've been rocking for a while now, and I'm just happy that he gets to be one of our first guests on the show, man. So yeah, it's all love. I'm ready to rock.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and take over and you know, say what's up to the people, Young Baller. Talk your
What's
stuff
going
too.
on, world? It's Young Ball on the beat, man. You know, Mr. Make Dreams Come True. And I'm locked in with some, and CL McCoy. You know, it's history being made. So we
Yes,
finna
sir.
give y'all something to, you know what I'm saying, lighten on and educate your mind on in this session right here. We up.
All right. So let's start right out here. I know you got you know, some tracks in motion right now with Trae the Truth. Let's talk about that a little bit since that's what you kind of currently have going. How did you kind of meet up with Trae the Truth, and how did you guys link up and make some bangers?
It was an A&R out of Atlanta. Had reached out.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think we lost him for a second. Hold on.
You're back in motion.
We back in motion. We bike, baby. We bike.
Okay, a bit. So, based on that situation, it was a A&R out of Atlanta. I was working with or whatnot, and I guess he released Trey the Truth music through his platform that he runs. So he linked us up and like Trey needed a song or beat behind this song to finish off his album. So I was able to pull it off, and since then we built relationship from there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I always love to ask this. What's your favorite placement? So what's your favorite placement that you've got? And on top of that, who's your favorite artist that you've worked with? No shots, but just, you know.
Uh, I'm gonna keep it 100. It's kind of hard to choose because to me, everything I do is amazing. So it's my best. So it's kind of hard to dictate on what's my favorite song I produced because I really produced a lot of good songs just in different genres. So as far as my favorite artist, that's the same thing because I produce for so many artists in different genres. I might be feeling this way one day, then the next day might be this day. So it's like it's kind of hard right now. It's in an era. You probably got to ask me that again in probably a few more years, and I can tell you.
I know, I get it.
It
I
seems like
trust me, I
every
get it.
place is getting better and better right now. So it's like I wasn't the same a year ago and 2 years ago, even a few months ago. So everything I'm doing is really I'm getting better with my craft because I'm perfecting it.
Right.
Sir.
So
Yes, sir.
let me ask you this. So how did you come across your first placement? So what was your first placement, and how did you come across it?
Let me see. As far as the big mainstream like artist placement, probably was with Hot Boy Turk.
Okay.
Hmm.
And how did
I
that come
came
about?
across that. I just reached out to him on Instagram and he responded and I sent him some beats and it was up from there.
So let me
Just all about taking chances or whatnot. It's all about taking chances. Even before then, I used to reach out to all kind of artists, and when guys say it ain't your time, they don't, you know what I'm saying, they don't respond or they read your message and all that. But you really got to build your platform up and build your brand. So when they look at your page or reach out, research you, it's something to verify and to show for. So they'll be willing to work with you.
right. So let me tap in on this for a second because I think we kind of talked about this in our first, like, for our interview with when I interviewed you, Chris or
Yeah.
CL. Um, about just taking a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you probably don't want to message Drake every day because he's probably not going to see it.
Right.
But it's about maybe
Right.
finding his manager. You know what I'm saying? His manager might only have
Right.
1,000 followers and nobody's messaging them. So
Right.
as you guys can see, this is somebody who's got placements, who's doing some of the things that we talk about. You got to put yourself out there because people aren't just going to find
Got to.
you. You know, especially if you're not doing anything like he's saying. Everything he's saying is all the stuff we talk about on the channel. So you got to build your brand so that people recognize you and they know you, because everybody can make dope beats nowadays, right?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Everybody
Right.
can make a dope beat. So it's about building your brand, building connections, and then going from there. So I'm sorry, I'm not just trying to take over. It's clearly it's not about me, but I want to let CL hop in here and talk about you guys' connection, you guys' group, and you know what you guys got going on together.
Yeah, man. But before we get to that point, Bala, if you can, man, just kind of want to touch a little light on, you know, to tell the people where you from, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
where you grew up, and also kind of like who were some of your influences growing up to get you, and what made you want to become a producer in this industry.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up in Lancaster, Texas, but I was born in Dallas, really Oak Cliff, but I grew up and raised in Lancaster. But like summertime and all that, my cousins and my grandparents always stayed in Oak Cliff area, so I used to be out there on weekends and summertime growing up. So that's why I know a lot of people from different areas, because I always grew up in summertime and stuff like that in the area and partied out there. So basically, my influence is coming from Dallas wise. I grew up on people like Mr. Lucci, DSR,
Oh yeah,
Erica Badu, stuff, people like that or whatnot, just coming out of Dallas, you know what I'm saying? But worldwide, you know, I grew up loving people from the South like Pimp C, uh, people from the West Coast, Snoop Dogg and stuff like that, basically. That's how it really was. People, basically, I grew up on music, and my grandparents did music, my father did, so I grew up listening to, you know, people like Earth, Wind and Fire, Commodores, you know what I'm saying, to BB King. It's like it was a variety of different stuff, different genres, different years, different decades. So it's like as you get older, you become a hub of everything. But I grew up on all kind of stuff, man. It's hard to dictate on what our artists, because at that time, you know what I'm saying, growing up, you know, artists had to go hard to be successful. So that's what I was really on. Anybody with a mainstream was promoting, I was on them artists as well.
Earth, Wind and Fire, Commodore. That sound like that,
Right.
that whole good
Yeah,
black.
that's over, man.
Right.
Oh yeah, man. But like how me and Bala got started, man. Honestly, I want to say maybe it was like a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago, 2, 3, something like that.
Something like that.
I remember I made a post on Facebook. I was, you know, saying in the middle, just saying like, man, I would love to find like a team of producers.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is, to kind of backtrack on that, me and Bala has a mutual homie who go Trae, who's a really, really good friend of ours, man. And I didn't even know that we was like both so close to him like that. So
Right.
it was kind of cool on how that worked out as well, man. But we was always following each other as well, and I didn't even realize, you know what I mean, all this whole time until he said something on the post, you know what I mean, about, you know, saying the production and stuff like that. And then when I checked him out, I was like, whoa, this dude been on my timeline this whole time, and this is the moves he's making, and I didn't realize this. And then I saw the mutual friend, which was our guy Trill, and I was like, okay, it's family already. I already know it's going to be good vibes and already. And then we just touched base, and it went from there.
That's dope. That's dope. So with that, what do you guys, if you guys can talk about any of the things that you guys are doing, you know, or plans for the future or anything like that? If you can't, I get it, because I know you can't, we can't be giving away our ideas. I know we're all creators and we get that. We can't be giving away all of our ideas, but let me rephrase that. How do you think it benefits both of you guys having a producer team versus just being a solo producer? Maybe that's a better way I can ask the question.
I mean, you can reach more better artists or whatnot. For example, he might have a strength that I don't have. Like, for example, hypothetically, like he might be better at doing soulful music, and I might be better at doing the drums. So we put that together. That's a team. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your strength is and your weakness is, I can overlay that, and vice versa.
Yeah, we have another guy in our group by the name G Money. And you know, we came together and formed a group called production team called FLMG, which stands for Future Life Music Group, because we are the future. You know what I mean? Of what we do. It's not just about us either, for our kids and so forth. You know what I mean? We feel like it's just deeper than music as well with us. We're brothers at the same time. So like Bala said, man, it's really about send me a melody, send that or something that I can't do that he can do. You know, we just put it together, and we all, because all three of our styles is different, but we got the same vibe and the same style as well. So it comes together great. You know what I mean? It comes together beautiful.
So I mean, y'all hear it? So get your teams together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no different than anything else.
We all can get the same paycheck at the end of the day. You know what I
mean? Right. Because like for me on my platform, I don't really. I mean, obviously, I'm teaming with CL, and this is dope. I think this is awesome, but it's a little different. I have other YouTubers that I work with, you know, so I'll collab with the Av McCrees or the Weaver Beats or, you know, these other people out here who have pretty decent followings. And then, you know, it's always cool because you can come together. And it's another thing, you can reach out for ideas. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, if I'm stuck and I don't have an idea for a good video, or if I don't have an idea for whatever, a good beat or something like that, just like you're saying, somebody can send me a sample or somebody can give me a video idea, or somebody be like, well, this is a viral topic. Just talk about this in your video and people will watch. So with everything that you're doing, y'all be focusing on the team. You know, it's some of the things that we talk about on the channel as well. Like, you know, there's a lot of producers and rappers out there who don't have a producer or don't have a rapper, you know? And instead of trying to figure out how to work together and become a team, they're trying to figure out how to profit off each other instead of trying to build something together. And I think that a lot of people fail when you're just trying to make money off people versus trying to build and then make more money than you would have ever made off of just selling one beat. So, you know, but at you guys' level, I'm not telling y'all to give away free beats though, but I'm saying for all the, you know, when you're trying to get your foot in the door, you did that when you got your foot in the door. Didn't you give some beats away when you first started?
You got to do that.
Yeah. See,
you got to build your sound, so you got to spread the word before you can really make a profit.
Right, but as soon as you go ahead.
No, I said definitely gave away a lot of free stuff.
Right. You know, I'm giving away free verses, free beats, all that stuff, but it's what we do. So now I want to start with some of the questions. By questions, I just mean questions. But are you analog or digital? What do you prefer?
As far as producing,
yeah.
I can do either or. So based have whatever kind of beat you want to do in a scenario. So it's either or for me.
Okay, I like that answer though. I like that answer. Do you what would be your desert island? We're gonna go plug in and then your desert island piece of gear. So like what you couldn't live without. If you could only have one plug in and one piece of gear, what would it be?
My piano, keyboard, and probably contact.
Yo, that's what CL said too. He was like, when I asked him that, he said it's contact for him.
Yeah.
For me, it might be Omnisphere.
That's dope too.
I just love it because you can do everything in Omnisphere. But contact has really grown up on my list lately because I got like, you know, the collector's edition, so I'm using it. All the guitars in there are fire and stuff like that. So I've been using it more. What's your libraries that you like in contact? The reason I ask a lot of this stuff too is because all the producers out there, you know, there's a stigma that you have to have equipment to make good music, or you have to have this, or the professionals are using this. But the professionals is using the same shit we using. They just mixing it better. They just stringing the melodies together, you know.
Mastering version of it. But now I use a whole lot of them. I don't really just have a favorite, but I like to use, like I said, the guitar when I let to get their live sound. And they really have a couple of more. I just can't really think of them because I use so many VSTs. It all depends what sound I'm looking for, and I can tweak sound. So there's mainly a whole lot of them on there.
Well, give me some more plugins that you mess with.
Like you said, Atmosphere. Somewhat, I mean, really be the main ones. Just on contact for us, Atmosphere. I mean, for Atmosphere and contact, use the guitar stuff on there. But it's a lot of them, bro.
Yeah, I know. I put you on the spot. You weren't ready for that.
Yeah, put me on the spot, man. It's really so many. Like when you think on the spot, it's like you get a clusterfuck. I do so many.
Right. You messing with Arturia at all?
No, I ain't messing with that yet.
Bro, the next set of plugins that you should try to get on with are they got this Arturia V collection, and it's like 40 synthesizers. So it's like emulates everything from like the Prophets to the MS-20 to like all them old synths, new synths. But they just, I mean, it's a suite of 40 synthesizers, 40 different plugins. It's fire.
I might have to check that mug out, bro.
Yeah, it's like of all the sound quality stuff that I mess with, Arturia is my favorite software company. I mean, I love Arturia. I just got a synthesizer from Arturia. Literally just got it delivered in. So I recommend checking them out though, for real.
Tap into them.
Yeah. So I guess we asked, how did you get your start? But what keeps you motivated to keep going every day? So I think this is something that we need to talk about in the community too. How can you not get, producer's block, and how can you create every day?
I mean, I'm not doing it for the money, and I do it for my kids. So when you don't put money involved, it's like when money involved, it comes to a dead end eventually. But when you're doing it for your passion and what you love to do, it's different because basically music is my therapy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't drink alcohol and all that. So when I'm going through it in life or something happened in that day, I can put that pain or that whatever happened in that beat. So it's like poetry. I'm painting a
Right.
picture with.
That's
Yes,
sad.
that's beautiful. What is your creative process, Bala? Like when you in that lab, man, and you just, just by yourself, just chilling, just got that, what I mean? How does that vibe, how's that creativeness come through you, man?
It goes to the same way how my day went. If I had a real live day, the energy with my kid be turned up, I might get home and be so hyper, I might just make a turn up beat. Or you know what I'm saying, one day I'm having like if it's raining outside and all that, I might make an R&B beat. You got to go off the vibe of nature sometime, and that's what I do.
Okay, okay. Have you ever
Do you,
made anything that was just like, man, I can't believe I made that. This is crazy. Like what was
It,
I
it be it
doing?
be all the time, bro. Sometimes, like I said, when you perfect your craft, you're getting better and better. You never know what you can do until you do it. So when I hear, what I'm saying, artists be like, I need this type of beat, especially genres I ain't never tapped in before, and I'm just sitting there doing. I'm like, dang, I actually did this.
Man, I heard that. I heard that.
that's dope. Do you have like a schedule? So, because like for me, I get up every day and start working. So do you just get up and work, or do you just, maybe it's 2 o'clock, maybe I chill out until 2 and then I work from 2 to 10, or how do you manage your
I
time?
used to have a schedule. Like I used to get up early in the morning, just straight cook up and all that. But right now I do so much, you know what I'm saying, as far as like produce. And I just really work off I feel because I want to force no hits to come out. Sometimes you gotta let it flow. So if how I used to do wake up and force myself, and that's when I was building my brand. So I had to build up beats and build that getting that vibe of working, even being tired just to work through that. But right now I might wake up and watch a movie, or I might, what I'm saying, look at browse to see what's viral right now and see what's hot, see what's out there basically with the world. Then I might go in just to vibe off that. If I feel like, oh, there's a lot of sad stuff going on this day, maybe I need to make some inspirational stuff just to make myself feel better for what I've seen and all that kind of stuff.
He be up early too.
Yeah, I'll
My
be up.
my guy
I'll be
early.
up.
Yeah,
I'll
Up
that's
be
me
up,
too.
bro.
I'll be up
work.
at like 6. I'll be up at like 6 or 7 in the morning, ready to go. You know what I'm
Be up
saying?
before that.
He's
Yeah,
up early
well,
with that, bro. I'm
yeah, I
serious.
can't. I'd be up late too, though. So it's like, I'm working off of 5, 6 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep
Right.
normally.
Because
I
it might
can't.
be like I might get up early one morning and just send a whole lot of beats out, email, beat packs and all that. So I don't always wake up just to cook up. But when you running your own business, you got to do everything. You got to be the emailer, you got to be the promoter, you got to do the marketing. You have to do everything. So different days might be different stuff, but everything is in the same day. It might be different ordering though.
Let's expound on that for a little bit. I feel like this is a good talking point as far as you running your own business, because that's what we're all doing. Like, I don't think that,
Right, right.
again, I'll humbly say I'm not on you guys' level when it comes to production and being a producer and all that other shit. I'm in my own lane, but I understand the process of you run your own business because I don't work for nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, beta testing, sampling, equipment, gear review. This is what I do. So for that reason is why I get up every day at 6 or 7 and try to start doing something. And I think that a lot of producers out there, I think that they think that the lifestyle is, oh, I can just hop into the studio for a half hour, make a beat, bam, and then I'm out, send that shit out, it's platinum, and we're ready to go. When the facts are, you've probably made a bunch of tracks during the day. You've probably sent out tracks to 30, 40 different artists, all of these tracks, and one artist picked one track of what you're working on. And
That's
so
how it
I don't
goes.
I don't think that a lot of people on the outside understand the way that this works. I think that they just think that you give somebody a beat and they're ready for a placement. No, it's work. It's a lot of work getting to the placement. So you guys want to expound on that and what
It's,
your
it's about it's
recommendation?
about time because you're going back on that. You can give an artist a beat today, then he'll use the beat next year on this day.
Right.
You forget
Right.
about the beat. There's been so many placements I done had, and they'll drop it at just, you know what I'm saying, just they'll drop the song out like album coming soon, and you hear your song on there, and like I forgot all about that. So if you're doing it for the time and like it's not gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? You're in the wrong field because that's all about pacing with this industry, making sure you're doing the right steps.
What are your thoughts on that, CL?
I agree. I mean, 100%, man. Like I said, because a lot of artists, man, you just don't know what their timeline and what their deadline is or what they're doing. You know what I mean? So you can't focus on what's right then and there. You know, you always got to keep it moving. Always got to keep on getting product out because, you know, Bala, he nailed it on the head, man. It's the truth.
Right.
Just I had that happen too. Even beats that I'm like, man, you know, I'm glad I really heard this because I sure was about to sell it or get it away again because I ain't heard nothing you do with anything. You do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I didn't know you was even using it anymore. You know what I mean?
I heard something Southside said, 808 Mafia. He was like, he tell his team to work hard enough to be able to drop a song per week. So if you dropping a song per week, we can take over the charts.
Right. Yo, that's not
That's
a bad.
much,
Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying basically that's having a team, you can do that.
Right, right. So I feel like this is a dope conversation. Part of it is you hear these stories. So what you're saying is like it's dope to hear a producer who's like, man, I sent all these beats out, and then all of a sudden, a year later, I'm hearing my stuff. 6 months later, 8 months later, because you hear these stories about producers, not even realizing they got a placement, and then bam, they're getting a Grammy, or they're, you know what I'm saying, or they're platinum because this album came out and they just didn't know it was coming out. So it's dope to actually hear it from somebody in real time. You know what I'm saying? Like as you're talking to somebody, it's like this shit happens, man. And I think this is the stuff that people need to hear because it's like this is the motivation that people need. Like you need to understand this shit ain't gonna happen overnight. Nothing's gonna happen overnight. My channel didn't start overnight. I've been doing this shit for 4.5 years. CO been making music for 2 decades. Young Bala, you've been making music your whole life. And so like you're seeing, it's not like today's society is frustrating because everybody wants instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? So somebody wants to get FL Studio. They want to make their first beat. Sounds like trash. And then they want to they think that they think that they're in the same range as somebody who's put in 20, 30, 40 years worth of work,
Right.
And
complain about it and complain. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're not there yet. I think that's also another thing that you were saying, a perfect example of that, of who been in the industry for a while, made a big hit, but it was out the game for a little bit, but it came back. It's Charlie Boy.
Right.
Who just recently won a Grammy because a song he did, on my mama, years ago.
He passed the torch.
It was popping then, right? Kind of, shadowed away a little bit, but then when it gets remade, was it Money Love? Am I saying it right? Was that the artist who?
I think that's the artist.
She, redid the record, and something that happened years and years ago that he created that was a hot song then brought it back 15 years later. I think it came 2007. I'm not sure. It might be long, something like that. But won a Grammy now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he's back in the spotlight. So time. You never know when the timing is what's going to be. You know what I mean? You just got to keep sticking with what you're doing. You just never know where that record gonna go one day. So that's another thing that's crazy.
That's facts.
Yo,
I say it's only one way. It's only one way to crack that time and code what we saying, which I had to find out. And when I found this out, I was less discouraged over the years. A lot of people in the industry related.
Right.
So if you're not related to nobody, like when Major, you know what I'm saying, like Snoop Dogg Major, he related to a lot of people, like Ray J, a whole lot of people. So you can easily pull the next person up overnight and blow them up. But if you don't know that, you think like, dang, I can't get on because everybody else make it look easy. It's easy because they're related. But when you're not related, you gotta start from the mud a bit. But in the end, you got the upper hand because longevity builds your brand. And if you don't have a brand built, when you fall off, you're done.
Yeah, and we coming from those smaller cities too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's that part.
It's not, you know what I mean? It's so sometimes that could be a good thing being in a small city. Also, and just my opinion is because guys like us, you know what I mean, and what I'm saying, who put that work in, you get to be heard and seen quicker in a smaller city town than
I get that.
Where there's thousands of people in Los Angeles and thousands of producers in Atlanta, thousands, in bigger cities, and it's just a lot harder. You know what I mean?
Well, here's something that I haven't encountered this part of it, but like I did a bunch of shows in Omaha. I've done like hundreds of shows. Like I know it don't mean nothing, but like for the longest, I was probably like a local celebrity there because I was the dude who threw all the shows. You know what I'm saying? I had all the venues. I was hosting everything. I had all the connections. I mean, I live in Atlanta now, and I'm older. I'm not really trying to perform and do all that shit. I'm just comfortable with kind of what I'm doing now. But I feel like what I hear from a lot of people, like, you know, the Dame Taylors, and they talk about it's no different in LA if you live there than anywhere else you live, because it's just a local music scene. So LA is really, it is just a local music scene. So like to testament what you're saying, maybe everybody's not family, but all these niggas know each other because they grew up together, they went to school together, you know, they've been battling each other for 15 years, 10 years at the spots, they've been doing all this shit. So even more so than just family, a lot of it's just friendly connections or growing up with these people, where UCL, we don't have that advantage. You know, we're in our own music scene, but they say, this is just what I hear, and this is from people who are in the industry as well, is that it's just a local music scene, but that local music scene is the popular scene, you know? So I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that well.
No,
be wrong.
What a lot of artists did as well, as far as in these big cities, like even A&R told me that before. Like a lot of people want to travel and move to these big cities, thinking they're gonna blow up, not thinking about the people who from there. You need to take over the outer skirts. For example, Atlanta, you take over Augusta and all them. You take over those small hubs. Atlanta gonna hear about you regardless. So it's gonna cave in. Instead of moving out, you're gonna move in and take over.
Right.
So you
No, I
go
agree.
when I go to Atlanta and talk to a lot of people, a ratio out of 1 to 3, one person from Atlanta, 2 people not from there. They just moved there.
it's true.
Right.
It's true.
No, that's true. That's facts.
That's
Nobody,
true.
I mean, the majority of people, what I've noticed about Atlanta, because I've been here for about 6 years, right? So the majority of people is just like you're saying, like you're meeting all these people, but they're like, I'm from California. Like I just went on a date last night. She from California. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't from here. And so it's like she from Compton. So we got off on the Kendrick, the Game, all that stuff. I mean, it was dope because, like, but it's like everybody you meet, it's like that. They're like, oh, I'm from Michigan. Oh, I'm from Detroit. Oh, I'm from New York. But we came down to Atlanta because this is the new spot. This is where it's at. You know, like you got everything in Atlanta. You know, except for it's hot as hell. Are you in Atlanta now? Or are you back in? Are you in Texas?
I'm in Dallas.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I just wasn't sure.
It's hot out of here too.
Yeah, I already know, bro. It's even hotter there than it is here. Y'all got that rough sun heat.
Yeah,
it ain't worse than Houston. Houston got that that dry heat.
Yeah, Dallas isn't like that.
Like Arizona, man.
Yeah, it's just like the shower vapor heat. You know what I'm saying? It's humid.
I'm gonna give you this. I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so it's dope talking to somebody from Dallas. Are you a Cowboys fan, or do you?
Oh yeah, boy. I ain't got no trust. My whole family Cowboy fans.
Me too. My whole family.
I come from a Cowboy family as well. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really big on the NFL like that. But my pops Cowboys, uncles Cowboys. Actually, I got family in Dallas as well, so I had no choice but to have a lot of my family. You know, Oklahoma is right next door, so basically,
right. You ain't got no choice.
Yeah. But they love the Dallas Cowboys, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. Trust me.
How y'all love the Cowboys? I know this is completely off topic, but I gotta ask this. How y'all love the Cowboys but hate the Longhorns? You know what I'm saying? Like you would think Oklahoma would hate everything Texas.
We got Sooners. What you mean?
I know. I mean, I know why I'm a Husker fan, so you know I don't like either one of them teams.
So why would we like the Longhorns? You know what I mean? It's Sooners all day, baby. But we do have Cowboys here as well. Stillwater, OSU. So I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. No, I don't hate on Oklahoma so much anymore. But Texas, I don't fuck with the Longhorns, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all are the reason the Big 12.
You don't deal with them.
Y'all the reason the Big 12 fell all the way apart. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the reason Nebraska left, Colorado left. No hate to you. I'm just saying. I can't mess with Texas.
You know,
what's that?
We on a whole new conference now.
Yeah. I'm happy to see that though. I am happy to see you guys go to the SEC, and I'm happy to see all these other teams come to the Big 12 because I feel like they do need to get college football in better shape. So all the good teams need to be in the same divisions, playing each other, and then we get a national championship versus these teams playing nobody. They're 11-0, and now they want to get in the national championship game. You know, so sorry to get off that topic. Let's get back on to the music though. My apologies. I don't know if they want to hear about us talking about sports. I could talk about sports all day. What kind of advice, Bala, would you have for an up and coming producer? Like in order to stay motivated, you know what I'm saying? Like what would be, some words that you would have?
Don't give in to what society tell you on speed or anything. Like follow your craft and believe in yourself. And I mean, a lot of people say think about the money, but don't think about the money because that'll be an end. You got an ending line when you think about money. Just do it for your passion and what you love to do and keep that spark going. Just like when you're a kid and you have fun, you just had that freedom. Find that freedom with with your craft and keep that going.
What about you, CL?
Oh man, I mean, like I said, you nailed it, man. You know what I mean? You just got to keep going. Kind of like I said with the whole Charlie Boy situation. You know what I mean? You just never know when something's actually going to happen for you. Like, you know, if you go back to the interview we talked about with me and you, you know, I got discovered by working at Guitar Center by an NBA player, Kevin Durant.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I was just working, doing my normal 9 to 5, high on Reggie, and hanging up microphone cables. You know what I'm saying? That was my day. You know what I mean? And trying to figure out what's next for me in life. And then this tall guy came in and found me, and my life changed literally that day. Because he came back for me. So you just never know, man. You know, so you just can't focus on how soon am I going to make it? You know what I mean? Because it's like I said, the timeline's not there, and then also you can make it fast and then fall off. So I mean, it's just one of them situations. I'd rather grind, put in the work. You know what I mean? Get your foot in the door really well. Meet a lot of great people in the industry, so that way you can stay, regardless if it took you 10, 15 years. Then get there in a year and fall off in 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. I will say this. I agree with what you're saying, Young Baller, on the beat 100%. Like, don't worry about the money. Like, I do YouTube, and it's not like I make a deal amount of money and shit, but I don't make videos because I'm like, oh, if I do this video, it's going to make me more money. Because at this point, I know how to make viral videos. I can make nasty videos, I can do all kinds of stuff. Because you already know drama sells. I can get up in all these beefs. I can do all this reporting that all these other people are doing, and they're getting all these views. But I don't want that to be myself. I just want my channel to be a good representation of me. And I just don't worry about it. I just, I think, as weird as this is going to sound, I feel like everybody needs to get a good connection with themselves. And like with myself, I meditate and I do all these things. And so as I'm meditating, myself is telling me, bro, don't worry about money. Just do what you love. I promise you more money going to come in, and more money always comes in. It's like every week somebody's going to message me to do a review. They're going to pay me to do a demonstration. They're going to pay me to do some beta tests, and they're going to do all this other shit. Yeah. So it's like something inside of me is always telling me, if you stay true to yourself and you don't switch up, I promise you the money will always come. You'll be able to pay your bills. You'll be able to pay the child support. You'll be able to get the shit that you want. You'll be able to go out and go on trips and do all this other stuff. And I think that a lot of times people focus on the money versus focusing on the quality and staying true to themselves. So I agree with that 100%, everything that you're saying. I will say this, though, not as an argument or even as a deterioration. If you are somebody, though, who doesn't like music, but you're good at music, you still need to figure out a way to make money off of it. Because, there's a whole generation of piano players who don't like playing the piano, but their parents made them play it. They played it for 15 years. Right. They don't want to play it no more. But if you're good at it, make your money off of it. So I want to put that out there too.
Make a difference.
Yeah, because you put the work in. If you put the time and the effort in, even if you don't love it as much as you used to, you should still be able to profit off of it because you put the time, the effort, the love, the money. You put everything into the shit. I get it. Not every basketball player loves playing basketball anymore. But them niggas is out there hooping because they're making $30 million a year. So
doing everything else.
Right.
Now, Bala, I know you don't got too much time. I know you got a video shoot that you got going on today. Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit, man, on what you got going on today?
Yes, we were shooting a video for Dance Like a Stripper. The song blew up like 2011 in Dallas. Like we redid the song, a second version for his new album he just released a few days ago. So he found me shooting an official video because when the Boogie era came, he never did a video because he was saying once you shoot a video for it, sometimes the songs can get timeless. It means like it can go away. But if you never shoot a video, the song can linger on forever.
Got you. Okay.
Yo, I'm gonna let you cook for a second, CL, but let me say something too for this. This is what I guess this is a good segue in. So I know my guy Young Bala on the beat, he's working with Jazzy Faye on some stuff. And I don't never talk about the shit on the channel because I don't be here to clout chase, but Jazzy's like a cousin of mine. So his mom married my mom's cousin, Richard. So I see Jazzy's mom probably 6-7 times a year. But she used to be a backup singer for Denise Williams. And so she used to sing. That's how Jazzy got on, because she was in the industry, just like you say, family. So she got him on. But she always tells me this because she always listens to my music. Me and her, we used to message and talk all the time when I was in Omaha because they wanted me to come down there and work with them. My dumb ass stayed in Omaha for an extra decade, got married, had kids. And by the time I came down here, I'm 40. It's not the same situation as when you're 30, And I wanted to grind myself out. But what she always tells me is don't do a lot of talking on your songs because you're going to date your song. Don't do a lot of current slang, youth slang that's been around for a while, because in 5 years, are people going to be thinking like on Fleek? Ain't nobody saying Fleek no more, you know? But if you use that shit in your songs, all those songs are dated. And then when you're talking, depending on the lingo that you're using, you're going to just date your music. So I just wanted to touch on that because, you know, you're talking about it's timeless if nobody sees it, or it's timeless if it's not put out there and people get to, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. I don't know how to explain that any better.
I understand it.
Yeah. I think
Go ahead,
Jazzy Faye's dad was in the industry too as well, right? Didn't his dad do like some
I think so. Some jazz or something.
His real dad, but his stepdad is my cousin. So I know that's a wonky shit, but they've been married for fucking 40 years. You know what I'm saying? 35 years. So I mean, it's really like his dad, you know?
Yeah. So I just got a couple more quick questions for you, Bala, because like I said, I know you got to handle your business, family. Like I said, I appreciate you like always, man. You know how we rock, fam. FLMG all day. So I don't know if you can talk about it, and if you can't, that's understandable. You know what I mean? Because it might be some still things in the works with the situation. You want to give too much away. But I've seen recently with something with UMG and Universal Music Group. Can you touch in with that if you can? And also, I know you do a lot of deals with empires as well. Can you kind of just talk about those a little bit and how those deals kind of came about, if you're able to, like I said?
No, I can speak brief on them because it ain't really much. But the UMG, like I had produced like a album or two for them as far as sync and for sync licensing and all that, and that's just they got to put me on the payroll so I can get my back end from it. So that's what that is. And with the Empire, I'm signed with them as far as distribution, so I don't have to worry about no DistroKid and all them and United Masters. So I just signed with them because they can get it in further stores than what the smaller companies can do.
There we go. Simple and easy. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Simple, straight to the point.
I'm over here like, I mean, I can't complain. I get free DistroKid, so I'm not even gonna sit up here and hold y'all and act like I get whatever I want from DistroKid. But still, it'd be nice that I have to use a third party distributor. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice to just have a label.
I'm gonna give you those. See, you heard of JPay, like in jails?
What's that?
JPay in jail, as far as the music chaos. It's a whole $1 billion industry right there. See, that's what Bobby Smurder spoke on when he first got out. Basically, in jail, you know, they got to listen to music too, but they listen to it like on an iPad. So basically, if you have an album, you selling your album for $10, they have to buy every song per song. Not the album, they got to buy $1 per song. So you make more money off that. And so it's like you capitalize more, but the key to getting that is hard to get in. You got to be with a major label, somebody who have access to get your music on those streaming platforms. So Empire is able to do that. So I get hit up all day from artists in jail, and I want this beat. I heard your project is in the jailhouse with us, and I listen to your beats all the time. So that's the whole game that half the world don't know nothing about as far as the music streaming in jail, and that's a $1 billion franchise.
I might blow my mind right now.
With the new album and go through with you, man, or Empire or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
They get it straight through there, man, because I get hit up all the time. Like from even my old artists that's in jail, they hit me up. I'm proud of your music in jail now. Like I looked up all kind of ways before I signed a distribution. I was looking up all kind of ways when I first found out about it, and you couldn't find no ways. Even the companies that say they'll charge you to get on it, but they was janky. But I know for sure they do it because artists reach out about it.
I know this is super random. Have you ever thought of just vlogging the shit that you do? Maybe not necessarily the music that you're making, but your experiences, and then having somebody else edit the videos?
I mean, I thought about it before, but as I do so much work, a lot of times I don't really have time to focus on different stuff unless it's on my notepad or whatnot. But I thought about it. It's gonna happen eventually once I get a little more time and start adding my connecting my dots together with people, probably like you or whatnot. Once I meet people like you who can, like you said, put the pieces together, I'll do it. But as far as myself, I don't really have a lot of time just to focus on that.
Bro, I can help you do shit that you didn't even realize you can do. Like it's not even going to affect your time. So it's just like you just have cameras going in the background while you're working. But it's all about knowing how to. I mean, I know it's work because trust me, I get it. I've been doing it forever. So the first videos look nothing like these videos. But if you can just get a camera posted right here, and then a mic like this, it doesn't even have to be a great mic. It can just be a mic that's like a stereo mic that you can set down on your desk. You can do so much shit that you didn't realize that you can do. And then like, you don't have to edit the videos. You can send it off somebody else. Somebody will edit your videos for $20, $30, especially you with you being, you know, an actual industry producer. Somebody will work with you and they'll work with you real well. So I think it would be dope because you can give perspectives that most people can't see. make a little more money. I know you may not need the money, but you make a few more dollars, and you can. It takes you from being a great producer behind the scenes that maybe a lot of people don't know to being a great producer that everybody knows. Going from being young Bala to being like Metro Boomin, because everybody knows Metro because Metro was doing YouTube. We all know Metro. Metro be out here. You know what I'm saying? He shows his face. He be out here.
Yeah.
And so I think that I mean, again, you don't have to take any career advice from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that's not what I'm doing.
Advice. I'm listening to what you're saying, and it sounds interesting, my man.
But I think that you could, because you talk well, you know what I'm saying? So I think that you could do something, be entertaining, and it really wouldn't be any extra work to you. It's just setting up a camera and working. And then all you do is you get all the footage off the camera and you send it to your editor. And then your editor will fix everything for you. I edit my own shit. I don't have an editor, obviously. I'm not rich like that. I don't have money like that. But it's easy access. I know a lot of people who use editors for $20. Your video is going to make more than that. So just a thought, bro.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
I'm gonna look into it, man.
How much time you got left, Bala? Just throwing that in there real fast.
That's a big burn. I'm just over seeing the last few questions you had because you said you had a few more.
Okay.
I don't have any more questions. I don't know if CL does. I do want to. Do you have any more questions, CL?
Not really no more questions, man. Just honestly, and this might be something that you might be asking, bro. Just kind of how do artists get a hold of you? You know what I mean? Where do they?
Yeah, that's what.
Where can they find you? Your Instagrams, your emails, or anything like that. How do they get a hold of young Bala on the beat?
You can reach out to my Instagram, young YUNG_BALA, or you can hit my email, Bala BALAENT214 @gmail.com. If you can't do all that, you can find a way to just go to Google and type in my name. I have so many stuff on different platforms. You're able to reach me a little bit everywhere.
I'm about to follow you right now.
Is it pretty easy to work with you too, man? Like, is it, what I'm saying? How does?
Yeah, if you're serious, we can always work. I just like if you're not serious, I don't like wasting time. But if you're serious, like I don't care if you underground, mainstream, I'm always down to work. If that's what I love to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Boom! Just gave you the follow on the IG, my boy.
Once we get out, I'm all about support.
I do have one more thing though. I want you to look into the camera, talk your shit, tell everybody what you got going on, what's your next moves, anything that you can release, kind of whatever you want to say, your final words, you know what I'm saying? Cook.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't really pop too much because I just let my music talk for me, man. But I got a call from Hurricane Chris last night. We finna put out a single that we've been holding on for a few years because the label's basically telling him it's probably one of the best songs he done did in a little while. So we need to go on and push this out while we got, the ambition for it. And then my bro Trae, he got an album drop. I want to say July 12th. I did like 3 songs on there. It's called Cracker.
Let's go.
Like look, y'all all that.
Hey yo, you got to go back to what you were saying about Trae the Truth because it cut out.
You broke up.
He's dropping his new album on July 12th, and I produced 3 songs on it and whatnot, and it got featured artists on there. It's like Boss Man, D-Lo, Lil Yachty, T-Pain, ASAP Ferg. And so he just did something different as far as the new generation, that young rave sound. So we tried that out and pushed it out. So that's dropping on that next month, and I got a lot of work in motion right now that don't have release dates on it.
Damn. Yeah. That's dope. That's dope.
Right now, I have a release date that Trae the Truth dropping next month. That's gonna be like some real industry stuff.
Man, love it, bro. You already know how I'm always supporting you, man, and everything you do. I'm proud to say you my bro, man. Besides the music stuff, you know what I mean. So you already know my number. I'm only one call away any time of the day you need me. You know what I'm saying?
You got to pat yourself on the back before we go, man. You got the new placement on the way with OG Crazy Bone, man. Congratulations, bro.
Man, thank you, bro. That was I don't know. It was how Crazy Bone is. It takes forever or sometimes getting music out of things. So and you never know what he's gonna have on there or not. So when I saw the number 7 to 13 on there, I was like, okay, cool. He
yeah, bro, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah. So definitely legendary, man, and definitely a blessing, man. You know how we rock it, bro. It's FLMG, man. So
right, man.
We gonna keep running all day.
I'm gonna say this every time I hear y'all say FLMG. All I hear in my head is FL motherfucking gang. I know that's not what it is, but I'm FL gang. You know what I'm saying? I love me some Image Line, but no, I'm joking. But I want to say this to you guys too, though. Take this for what it's worth. I'm not really like a producer who's really interested in like chasing placements and stuff like that. But like these conversations with you guys motivate me to kind of want to reach out and link out with people and do work. Cause I talked to CO about this, you know, this ain't, you know, something I'm just trying to spring on, but it's like, these conversations are the conversations that I feel like motivate the producer, the next set of producers to move forward, you know, because it's like niggas is like, man, I'm grinding. This shit wasn't given to me. You know what I'm saying? I had to grind for years. I had to do all this other shit. And if you were a grinder, you are a hustler, you're somebody who wants to work hard, that's very motivating. So I just want to give you guys your flowers because I really want to start maybe going through some of these, you know, I got thousands of beats, maybe going through some of these melodies and sending them out to people and, you know, seeing what I can do. So I can't say enough, man. I appreciate you fucking coming on this podcast with us, Young Bala. CL, you already know I appreciate you. We talk often. We talk all the time. This nigga is he's solid, and Young Bala is solid too. He vouched for him. These are some solid brothers. So I want to say to everybody watching, you know, we're gonna do this series. So there's gonna be 1 or 2 of these a week. We're just going to keep going. We're going to keep getting different producers, different artists. Maybe we can get some rappers on. Because obviously, I didn't even talk about this, Young Baller. I'm a rapper first. So I'm like, I'm kind of dope. I'm not even going to hold you. I actually am kind of dope. Probably a better rapper than producer. But at this rate, you know, I'm 40 something. So I'm not really trying to be out here rapping like that. I just want to make music, you know. But I want to say thank you guys so much. Do you guys have any final words that you guys want to say before we get up out of here?
And that's it. I'll see you the next one, man. Like I said, appreciate Young Baller on the beat once again.
Appreciate you, my guy. You got anything, final things you want to say, Young Baller?
Just say keep chasing your dream and don't give up no matter the time. You can be 6 years old and take out. Just keep chasing your dream if that's your calling. No matter what you do.
What'd you say?
I said no matter what you do as far as what craft you're trying to do.
Yes, sir.
You want to be the best doctor in the world, keep practicing. No matter what you're trying to do, just keep going.
That's it.
I want to say thank you one more time. I want to send a shout out to everybody watching the videos. We appreciate you as always. Make sure you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell. So every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Let's go.
Talk y'all soon.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah, he dipped. He was like, all right, I'm out. But yeah, tell him I appreciate that.